Hello everyone! Welcome back to Areeba EduSpace. Today we are studying STA301, Statistics and Probability, Lecture 23, one of the most important lectures for your final term exam. In this lecture, we will learn distribution function, probability distribution, mathematical expectation, mean, variance, standard deviation, moments, and we will also solve an easy numerical example step by step. So watch this video until the end because this lecture can help you answer many final term questions. Let's begin. First, let's see what we are going to learn today. Before starting, let's understand our learning objectives. By the end of this lecture, you will be able to understand what a distribution function, or CDF, is, read CDF graphs easily, calculate mathematical expectation, understand mean and variance, and solve simple probability questions confidently. If you understand these concepts, solving exam questions will become much easier. Now, let's understand the most important concept of today's lecture. What is a distribution function? A distribution function, also called the cumulative distribution function, tells us the probability that a random variable is less than or equal to a specific value. Its formula is F equals P. The word cumulative means adding probabilities together. Think of it like collecting points one by one. For example, if we want the probability up to a certain value, we simply add all previous probabilities. That is why CDF is also called the running total of probabilities. Let's understand this idea with a very easy example. Suppose we toss 3 fair coins one time. Let X represent the number of heads. Our goal is to find the probability distribution. First, write the sample space. There are 8 possible outcomes: HHH, HHH, HTH, THH, HTT, THT, TTH, TTT. Since each outcome is equally likely, the total number of outcomes is 8. Next, count how many heads appear in each outcome. This helps us define our random variable X. Always remember, before solving probability questions, write the sample space first. It makes the question much easier. Now let's calculate the probability distribution. Now we create the probability distribution table. For X equals 0, only TTT has 0 heads. So, probability is 1 divided by 8. For X equals 1, there are 3 outcomes. So, probability is 3 divided by 8. For X equals 2, again, 3 outcomes. Probability is 3 divided by 8. For X equals 3, only HHH. Probability becomes 1 divided by 8. Remember the formula. Probability equals number of favorable outcomes divided by total outcomes. This formula is used again and again in exams. Now let's convert this probability distribution into the cumulative distribution function. To calculate the CDF, we keep adding probabilities. Let's calculate step by step. F equals 1 over 8. Next, F equals 1 over 8 plus 3 over 8, which becomes 4 over 8. Next, F equals 4 over 8 plus 3 over 8, which becomes 7 over 8. Finally, F equals 7 over 8 plus 1 over 8, which equals, notice something important. The CDF always increases or stays the same. It never decreases. Let's see how this looks on a graph. This graph represents the cumulative distribution function. Notice that it moves upward in steps. That is why it is called a step function. Each step represents adding another probability. The graph never goes downward. Instead, it always moves upward or remains constant. Finally, the graph ends at 1, because the total probability of all outcomes is always equal to 1. This is one of the most important properties of a CDF. Now let's learn another important concept called expected value. Expected value tells us the average result we expect after repeating an experiment many times. Its formula is E is sigma x times P. To calculate expected value, multiply every value of x by its probability. Then, add all the answers together. The final result is called the expected value. Think of it as the average outcome over many repeated experiments. Next, let's understand variance and standard deviation. Variance tells us how spread out the data is from the mean. Its formula is var equals E minus E squared. Standard deviation is simply the square root of variance. It tells us how much the data usually differs from the average. Finally, moments describe the shape of a probability distribution. For the final exam, remember these formulas carefully. They are frequently asked in numerical questions. Let's quickly revise everything we learned today. Congratulations! You have completed Lecture 23. Today we learned distribution function, probability distribution, CDF, graphical representation, expected value, variance, standard deviation, and moments. Before your exam, practice these formulas, solve numerical questions, and revise previous virtual university papers. The more you practice, the easier statistics becomes. I hope this lecture helped you understand the topic easily. If you found this video useful, please like, share, and subscribe to Areeba EduSpace. You can also download premium handwritten notes from the links in the description. Thank you for watching. See you in the next lecture.